Welcome to Real Combat, everybody, the ultimate movie debate show by movie fans for movie fans. This is season 2, and we're excited to get started. The rules of Real Combat are simple. Both contestants have chosen a movie they think I should watch. They will debate through 4 rounds of different categories to convince me on why I should watch their movie of choice. The contestants with the oldest movie goes first. Round 1 is, why should I watch your movie? Round 2, why shouldn't I watch your opponent's movie? Round 3 is your movie's impact on audiences. And round 4 is personal connections, where the contestants reveal their personal connections to the movies of choice. Let's meet our contestants. All right, guys, we have them here. Mike Colby, Casey Plott, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming back to face off against each other.
Yes, well, super excited for this grudge match I have against Mr. Colby, one of the funniest men I know, so I must crush him.
I feel like I was slighted during the last one, so I feel like I need to crush Casey.
Oh, yeah, it is 1-0 in Casey's favor. It is exciting. I cannot wait to see where this one goes. Is Casey going to take it all? Is Mike going to come back? We will see. Let's find out the movies of choice. I'm going to start with you tonight, Mr. Colby. What is your movie of choice?
My movie of choice is from 1986. It is a horror comedy called Terror Vision.
Ooh, okay. I've seen it. I know it well, and I'm excited to hear your argument. Casey, what is your movie of choice?
Mine is a little gem from 1999 known as Cruel Intentions.
Oh, man, this is going to be exciting. All right, everybody. So this is it. It's Cruel Intentions versus Terror Vision. Let's do this. We're getting into round 1. Why should I watch your movie? As we know, the oldest movie starts first. So, Mr. Colby, you have it. Everybody, round 1.
Now, I came in a little bit hot last time with something that might not have been the best choice for you, Mr. McManhattan. So this time I've been sitting outside your window. I've been sneaking inside your house, watching you sleep, watching you eat, watching you go to the bathroom, your movie viewing habits. I feel like I've come up with the perfect movie for you to watch. I didn't observe you watch this movie, but what we have is a movie from 1986, right in your wheelhouse. It has got the fantastic Garrett Graham. It has a young John Grease, who you might know as Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, playing a rocker. A rock and roll musician. It's got a big, gross, drippy snot monster. It has aliens. It has swinging. It has a hot tub scene, and it's one of the most hilarious and disgusting movies I've ever seen. I think everyone should see it. It is free on YouTube. You can just watch the movie. It has a conspiracy theory grandpa. It has a well-armed child. And it has a Elvira type horror movie hostess called Medusa wearing basically lingerie through the entire movie. Everything about this movie is it's so close to a perfect stupid horror movie that I can't see you watching anything besides this movie for this particular challenge.
That's a hell of a sell. And you've also forgot that Diane Franklin is in it. She's one of the main stars, who also played the French girl in Better Off Dead. It is quite a movie, and that was a hell of an argument. Now, Casey, you're pulling at my 90s heartstrings here. Talk to me about Cruel Intentions.
Thank you, my good sir. And while I do appreciate the time from my right honorable gentleman and the fact that he has maintained a continuous 24-hour round-the-clock work around you and constantly, surveying you and seeing exactly what you have in your daily life, I, my friend, am in your heart, and I know what is in the heart of man. And within the heart of man is this great story, once retold, the Dangerous Liaison's original tale, recreated by Mr. Roger Cumble, starring some of our personal favorites, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Philippe, Selma Blair, the amazing Reese Witherspoon, and Joshua Jackson, just to name a few. Sean Patrick Thomas is in there as well, Christine Baranski, just some absolute favorites who were truly at the height of their prime. Now, this story is not only an interesting one and one of debacle, debauchery, and absolute just disgust, but also one of interest, one of a warming. And as we enter these winter months, don't we want to be warmed in our heart? And what better way than to be warmed by watching someone attempt to sacrifice themselves for the help and health of others? Hence, this is the movie for you.
I wouldn't say that you have cruel intentions this time, Casey, just wicked intentions to take out Colby one more time. But it's not there because his argument was very good, and we still have 3 rounds. Now, in this season, we're doing something a little new. Each round gets awarded to one of the winners. That does not mean to one of the contestants. That does not mean at the end, whoever has the most winning points at the end takes it. I still have to choose the movie. But the winner of points in each game gets to choose if they want a rematch or not.
All right.
So I'm going to award the first round to Mr. Colby. So that's 1 point for Mr. Colby. But we're getting into round 2. I'm very excited for this one. Why shouldn't I watch your opponent's movie? And Casey, I'm going to let you go first this time.
I once again thank you, sir, to the right honorable gentleman. He does have a fantastic tale to weave with that delightful horror movie. And yet, we're coming out of October. Isn't it time that we just pump the brakes a little bit? Maybe we consider some other thoughts and venues, and we open our hearts and minds to other areas, as horror is our all-time favorite, yet thrillers just don't get enough love. And I think, for me personally, that when I curl up during wintertime and I want to enjoy a nice cup of cocoa and watch something that just invigorates and warms the soul, I want it to be something that's not got snot monsters. That's just me. I'm a non-snot monster kind of guy. So at this point, I think I would definitely steer away from something with so much just absolute atrocities, and maybe try to watch something that will warm your soul, your toes, your heart, and your nose.
I like it. And you got a nice cadence with it. I like your arguments. I got a nice cadence. I got to give you that. Now, Mr. Colby, why shouldn't I watch your opponent's movie?
We all know Cruel Intentions. We've all seen it. We've seen it several times. Some of us have worn out parts of the VHS tape several times over. Now, we all know why we're watching Cruel Intentions. It's not for the movie, because the movie is boring. The movie has too much incest in it. The movie has bad acting. We all know that what we want to watch is Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair sharing a juicy, slobbery kiss. And I know for a fact that you can watch that on loop on YouTube for free. You don't have to watch this entire boring slog of a quote unquote thriller. No. We don't have to watch all the incest. We can just watch the beautiful, sensual kiss shared between two women that we want to see kiss each other. We want to see that trail of saliva come between their tongues. We do want to see that. But we can watch that on YouTube on a loop for 10 hours, 12 hours. So there's no reason to watch this movie. What you want to do is you want to watch Garrett Graham try to get it on with 2 other people in a hot tub and then get eaten by a monster. We want to see ray guns. We want to see rock and rollers petting snot monsters. The only snot you're going to see in Cruel Intentions is the saliva between Selma Blair and Sarah Michelle Gellar. And as we know, we can watch that on YouTube on loop. So there's no reason to wear out your VHS tape. Just put it on YouTube. Let it play in the background, and just every once in a while, just glance over, and you're going to see what you want to see out of this movie. I concede the rest of my time.
The rest of my time. All right. That was an amazing argument, Mike. I got to give it to you. Now, I'm not giving you the round. I got to give you the amazing argument. Here's the thing. You stated one thing that was actually by our judges deemed untrue, which is okay. We don't mind here. We do not mind that here. But automatically the round goes to Casey, because saying that Cruel Intentions had bad acting while you're defending TerrorVision is considered an untrue statement.
Yes, points on technicality.
So 1-1. We are getting into round 3. I love these arguments. I don't know which way I'm going, because you guys both have really good arguments here. And actually, before we move on, I want to talk about your shows. Now, Casey, I know this is kind of a cheap plug, so I'll let you go next. So I want to talk to Mike. I'm going to bring you up, and I want you to tell us about your shows. Tell everybody your shows are, where we can watch them, and everything else.
All right. Well, the first show I want to talk about is my child of a show. This is my personal favorite thing I've ever done. It's called Jack Billings Presents Haunted Apartment Complex. We're on the Podmoth Network. It is a scripted comedy show set in an alternate reality, Reading, Ohio. We have my character's a ghost. We have gentle vampires. We have Frankensteins made of 72 people stitched together. Our main character is married to a werewolf. There's all sorts of ghosts. There's the ghost of the Reading, Ohio butt stabber who killed a bunch of people by stabbing them in the butts. We also go into in-fiction shows like true crime podcasts that happen in the alternate reality, morning shows that happen in reality, AM talk conspiracy shows that happen in that reality. It really has everything you want. You can also see me on No Time to Binge, which is a Snobby award-winning show for comedy, pop culture, and podcast of the year last year. So you probably want to watch that. If you like the Scene Snobs, we were voted best show by the Scene Snobs. So yeah, that's really my main two shows. So yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about.
All right, Mike, those shows sound amazing. We can't wait to go and check them out. Everybody go check those out. They are Snobby Award winners. And nominees. Everything Mike does seems to be touched by gold on the Snobby Awards. And to correct you, it ain't the Scene Snobs giving it to you, because we would just give ourselves all the awards.
We're just the people. The people,
our judges panel, and the people who watched the audience, they loved you. So
that's
absolutely
right. The Scene Snobs, the Scene Snobs fans decided that we were better and funnier than the Scene Snobs. So
it's true.
It's true.
What can I tell you?
100%.
Hard to argue with that. Now I am going to let Casey go, just for symmetry.
Hey, everybody. Well, thanks a lot. And you can find myself and my partner in crime, Mr. McManhattan, on the Scene Snobs every Tuesday night, live at 9 p.m., where we embrace absurdity, talk obscurity, and just enjoy each other's company and what other crazy things pop into our heads. You can also find us. We have a Geek Fest Live, one of our other shows, usually on Sunday night, around 10 p.m. live, sometimes 9. We like to shake it up a little bit. You can also find us on right here. How about that? This is one of our many shows, Real Combat, here with McManhattan. We also have the Plot Roast, which is an episode where we take and break down all of the wondrous joys of a terrible movie and just try to break it down to its baser points and really get into every awful scene, note by note. Follow that up with Does It Suck? One of our favorite new shows where we actually just hop on for about 20 minutes and discuss old movies that came out that were kind of bombs and discuss whether or not it actually sucked. So please feel free to hop on thescenesnobs.com where you can find this list and many, many more.
All right, Casey, thank you so much. That your shows sound fantastic, and I think
Don't they,
everybody
though?
should probably go check those out. Guys,
Occasionally, I do want to mention that occasionally I am on No Time to Binge as well.
That's also true.
The accident
Yes.
leftover that just
I want to
on,
be
and I'm
back
like,
on
hello.
because I love that show.
Oh, it's a great show.
It's so much fun. But guys, we're getting into round 3. Round 3 is your movie's impact on audiences. I have a very strong feeling I know which one had a higher impact. We're going to go from there. So, guys, the floor is yours. We're going to start with you, Mike.
Now, I don't know. I was not aware that we were going to have an impact on the audience segment of this program, but that's no matter. This is one of those movies where you either love it or you hate it. And as a connoisseur of terrible movies, I personally love terrible movies, especially horror movies. And it's got one of those it's a B movie, but it's not one of those self-aware Sharknado, Birdemic type of terrible B movie. It's one of those movies where they made the movie with honorable intentions and they just failed at it. And that, I think, is beautiful. We have all practical effects. We have a monster that's a puppet, which is so much better than any sort of CGI anything. When the monster shoots out these tentacles with the faces of the people that he's ingested, it's the actual actors with just like gross snot dripping off of them, trying to fool other people into thinking that it's actually them, and it for some reason works. It doesn't have the best acting, but this movie is not the type of movie where you're looking for good acting. You're looking for over the top acting. You're looking for John Grease acting. You're looking for Garrett Graham acting. And that's exactly what you get in here. And if nothing else, you have Beef himself, Garrett Graham. You have Bud the Chud himself, Garrett Graham, in one of his most over-the-top and insane roles as horny man number 1, who very much... Now, Garrett Graham in this movie, he loves his television. And I know that that's like Mick Manhattan, loves television. This is a stand-in for you, Mick. He's just trying to get it wet and watch some TV. And if that's not what you're all about, then all of the surveillance that I've been doing was for nothing. The audiences who like this movie, they love this movie. And instead of trying to get you to watch something that you've never watched before, like I did last time, I wanted you to be comfortable in watching a movie that you know you're just going to sit there for an hour and a half and just have fun. This movie never stops moving. It's just going and going and going, and it's gross and it's funny. And the impact on the audience, which is you. I'm concentrating on you, not an audience in the big scheme of things. 9 out of 10 for a Mick Manhattan. And that's really the only thing that I'm concerned about.
Considering I was just compared to Bud the Chud, I award this round to Casey. No. No, that was a good argument. It was a Colby, I hate you. Because it's not wrong, and all he really needed to add to it was like cult classic, and then that would have been like, that's an audience thing. Now I'm gonna let Casey just talk because I want to hear some eloquence other than I look like I'm horny guy number one in Mike's heart. So Casey, take it away.
I thank you very much. And once again, I appreciate the time for the right honorable gentleman. He has put together quite a succinct argument thus far. But let us speak to the greater portion of Cruel Intentions. The original author, Charles de Leclerc, who put this together in France around 1794. This work of art really has been with us for a while. And who doesn't really get down for stories about death, about, turnabout, about thrilling composure and potential makeout sessions that could cause issue and stymie one's, childhood and be trapped forever just hoping for the kiss between Selma Blair and Sarah Michelle Gellar. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen in my life, but I can always hope. And that was the real greater cultural impact here, was the bringing together of Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon, who together were a power couple for some time. The two of them able to, stand the test of time for about 5 years and have babies, which wound up, I'm sure, will have all kinds of issues as they grow older. So this is really an important movie for what it's done culturally on the greater side of bringing this tale, this story of unrequited love, of hunting people down, of self-destruction, and of really just using people, which is a delight. I think it's important that in the 90s we got more of that. And so culturally, it was a big thing because it took away the Freddie Prinze Jr. that love is always love and great. It was able to strike down these ideas of teen rom-coms being the greatest things on earth. And instead, it showed you the actual reality of the grime and dirt and just the funk on your shoe and how you had to power through and eventually just get hit by a car to show you love someone.
I forgot about that ending. I have to give it to Casey because Casey came with dates. He came with some history lessons. And he just he is really passionate about this movie and what it did for the audiences.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So it's 2-1. All right. We are getting into round 4. This is the final round. It's personal connections. Each of you, I think, have a personal connection to this movie. I don't know so much about Colby right now. But we're going to let Casey go first this time. Casey, take it away, sir.
I thank you again, sir. Personal impact of Cruel Intentions for me was the fact that it did take the shine off of that natural teen romance. It did actually show more of the realities of dealing with high school in general, especially private schools. What I eventually would see going forward is in 1999, I was a young lad. I was, still I believe a junior in high school, no, sophomore, in fact. And I learned what I was interested in personally when it comes to the fairer sex. So, of my estimation, this was a affirmation in exactly what I found most delightful, which was another woman engaging with a kiss with another woman. I think it meant a lot. It brought forward a lot of things within me that were sleeping giants, if you will. I awakened within myself who I was and what direction I would go on, and also realizing that I would never find true love because I would never get hit by a car. And still, 30 years later, we're still there, still unhit by a car and still single. So this movie has absolutely brought me to that forebear and to the presence of mind to understand that Cruel Intentions and without love, that is my life.
Ladies, he's single, he's available, he's good looking, and he's got a great job. So
if only there were a car.
No cars. No cars. I'm just going to roll with this one. Colby, you take it away.
I may not have had any sort of awakenings while I was watching this movie. I may not have discovered that I was into incest like Casey over there was. I may not have, I figured out long before Cruel Intentions came out that watching two ladies kiss is great. Like, I don't know how this could have possibly awoken anything in you, but what it did awaken in me is my love of goofy, fun movies. This movie is simply fun, and we don't get movies like that anymore. We don't get movies that are just about entertaining the audience anymore. Everything has to be a spectacle with with computer generated special effects. It needs to have a stinky love story, and it needs to have over overly dramatic everything. This movie takes place in one crazy looking house. It involves one family and one scantily clad Medusa and one giant puppet snot monster with a thumb tentacle thing that has an eyeball attached to it. These children, after their parents are eaten, after their grandfather is eaten by this monster, they try to tame this monster, and they do a good job. They teach it how to talk. It's like E.T., except not excruciatingly boring. Where they teach an alien how to talk and love and learn English. And then it has a shocking ending where you don't see it, but it sure looks to me like the children have gotten eaten. Everyone in this movie gets eaten by this monster, and if you can't appreciate a movie where all of the human characters die, then I don't know what to tell you. It's not Cabin in the Woods where the entire planet dies, but every character that you meet in this movie gets eaten by this alien monster. It also has a scene where you think that they're going to get saved. You think that the person from outer space who knows how to tame this monster is going to save them, but then he also gets killed, which is one of those things that I love in movies. I love to see the bad guy win. I love to see a movie where you're thrown into a situation and stuff just happens, and they don't hold your hand through the entire movie. You don't see the whole story of these people. You just see the end of their story. I can't stress enough how quickly this movie moves. You're watching it, and there's always something happening on the screen. There's no long scenes where nothing happens, and it's just two heads talking to each other. Who wants to watch that? Nobody wants to watch that. And again, there is a great scene in Cruel Intentions, but it is on loop on YouTube. You do not have to watch this movie.
All right.
I can't stress enough how much you don't have to watch this movie.
Hey,
Stick to your personal connection, sir.
Step siblings, all right?
My personal connection to it is it's just a fun movie. And there's nothing I would rather watch than just a fun movie that just moves. And, a 1980s horror comedy, you can't go wrong with that.
We're this late in the season.
Watching...
We're this late in the season, and I still haven't gone with the timer.
Love hearing it.
All right, now I want to say thank you for that round. I'm gonna award Casey, because as much wind as you were blowing, and it was nice, Casey does have a personal connection that kind of pulls at the heartstrings. He was that age. Ryan Philippe. He dressed like Ryan Philippe. I know it.
Yeah,
I know he did.
Absolutely, 100%. More Joshua Jackson, because he was more styling with the ribbed sweaters.
Oh God, yeah. There's so many people in that movie. But yes, I am gonna say, Casey, you won the round, so you get to decide when it comes to it, probably next season, if you want to do a rematch or not.
100%. I will face off with Colby until the end of time. I want this to be the epic battle. We are like Perseus and the Minotaur trapped in a labyrinth forever. I mean,
it is amazing how many rivalries we've created with this show.
As long as I'm the Minotaur, I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, of course you are. You've got all the facial hair, bro.
Well, the problem is we're gonna have to have a rematch because I'm awarding the winner in the movie I'm watching tonight, Terror Vision, to Michael Colby.
That's all I care about. You can have the points, Casey. All I wanted was the W.
You know what it was? The
One
Cruel Intentions, as much as I like it, it's been a long time since I've seen it. But Terror Vision, to me, it's like I could go back and watch Cruel Intentions and then kind of oh my God, this is what high school was like. Because I was 99, I was a junior, you hit you. But Terror Vision, I guess I am the naked man, horny man that runs around, as he keeps saying. So I'm going to just say right then and there, I think I got to give it to Mike Colby. I'm going to watch Terror Vision tonight.
So insulting and calling you Bud the Chud is what won. I'll remember that. I'll remember that for next time. All right.
Season 3 is going to be interesting.
All right.
Hey, it's 1-1
Chud
split
2,
now.
Bud the Chud.
and I got to give it to Colby this time. You came well prepared this time too.
You came hard.
Well, you both are always well prepared. And Casey, you came very prepared. You went back to Dangerous Liaisons. You went all in for it.
Heck yeah.
But at the end of the day,
I almost went with
kiss,
Dangerous. Yeah, well, the slobbery kiss is all it is. I guess
Diane Franklin's just going to win it out for me. And if I'm not watching Better Off Dad, what else is there? Terror Vision. Guys, I want to thank
Franklin
you.
Does get pretty sloppy in that movie too.
Yeah, they really do. And guys, I want to thank you so much for joining the show tonight. This was a lot of fun. Great time with you guys and your arguments. There was fantastic. Great choices. Congratulations to both of you for points and winning the episode. It's truly fantastic. Can't wait to have you guys rematch next year. Can't wait to hear what the movies are going to be. Guys, make sure to check out both their shows. All the links are down below and more. And this is Real Combat, and we will talk to you guys later. Take care. And of course, we're going to have our new Friday morning show starting October 7th, our anniversary week. The Scene Snobs Morning Drive live show. You can enjoy us every Friday morning. We want to take the time out to say thank you so much to our wonderful patrons who support us and help keep the lights on. You guys are amazing. We love you. Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, Chris S., and Chris H.
As always, big salutations and appreciations to Dan, John B., Ron, Jason, AJ, Radar, and John W.
We have 3 tiers available with plenty of perks and a lot of fun stuff. Make sure to join up at patreon.com/thescenesnobs. Of course, Snobs Nation Discord is open, and you can join in the fun conversations there with great moderators, great people. The whole nation's there, and it's wonderful. The Snobs Nation, not the whole nation.
No. I mean, the important part of the nation. The Snobs Nation.
Sooner or later, everybody will join in. It'll just be crazy, but it'll be fun. So make sure you join in there.
It's a nation of love, and it doesn't know borders. It's the Snobs Nation.
That's true. I love it. Make sure to hit like on this video on YouTube if you're watching or anywhere you're watching it. And then head over and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have great shows over there like Scene Snobs Reviews. Real Combat Season 2 is coming back in October. Plot Roast, Geek Fest Live. We, of course, have the Morning Drive live show. We also have Does It Suck, which is coming out, and more, and plenty of special events that are going to be coming.
All over the place. We're loaded up. And you can also help support us by grabbing some merch. Go ahead and sport some of your favorite stuff. You want to head into the office knowing confidently that you'll be able to tell people what the strongest ship in the fleet is. Grab one of those mugs off of our merch store, which you can find at Linktree, with all of our other great places to connect.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social media at the Scene Snobs or at the Scene Snob on TikTok because it won't let me change it, but there you go. Before we get going,
the last ask for savings.
All right, everybody, take care, stay tuned, and stay geeky.